Welcome to Amity Chats.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Craig.
What's up, Craig?
What's up, Craig?
Craig joined real quick tonight.
He
He ain't
better.
give me no trouble like he did last time. What's up, guys?
I'm just going to warn you now. There may be some deep breaths.
Okay.
There may be some sneezing.
Okay.
That's it.
That may or may not get cut out.
I'm just saying, if there's some awkward pauses, that's why.
Okay. I'll do my best to tidy that up
She's
Yeah.
frail,
in post.
weak.
Yeah, I'm the one in here that is weak for sure.
What's happening with you, Lyall? You all band-aided up? You got cut up on and
Let me see something. Yes. So since our last recording, I have had surgery.
yeah.
They cut into my leg in a few different places and threaded a thread into my Achilles tendon at the top and stretched it down to the bottom and anchored it into my heel bone because it
Ooh.
was too far separated for them to weave it back together like normal.
Oh my.
And so now they're just closer together, and my foot's at like a high heel position in this boot, so that there's no tension on it, and it can heal, like it's close enough to heal itself back together. It just might take a little
Sounds a little
longer.
painful.
Well, not really. It doesn't really hurt too bad. It's generally uncomfortable. The boot's uncomfortable. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
It's since they took the splint off and I'm in the boot now, I feel like the stitches more than I did before,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense because I move around in this boot a little bit more than I did in that splint probably, and also it's not as padded as that was. But no, my left foot, the one that's all scraped up and sprained, has hurt more than the Achilles repair for the most part, other than that very first day after the surgery.
Hmm.
When the nerve blocker wore off, that was hell on earth
Oh yeah.
for a few hours. But then the pain medicine's caught up again, and I've been mostly fine since then. Let's see, we went to school I had surgery on the 31st, and then we went to the boys' school for meet and greet for Oliver on the 5th, and I crutched myself around there. And then we brought them both to school we went on the 2nd, right? When
Yeah,
did we
we
go
went
drop off the kindergarten
before.
supply? The 2nd, Friday?
No, we went and dropped off the. No, we went for a kindergarten orientation. Then we went for a meet and greet for Oliver.
Yep.
Then we dropped the kindergarten supplies off today.
Yes. So yeah, we went to today. So I've been to school at least twice and crutched myself around.
3 times.
3 times, and I'm making it. The only thing that really sucks is getting up and down the stairs with my good foot is like probably a sprained ankle. So that's fun and exciting. But generally I'm okay. I'm just kind of uncomfortable. Like my right leg is just kind of uncomfortable all the time in this boot, and I have to keep the boot on all the time.
Yeah.
So I was on 8 medicines. Now I'm down to 4. Maybe more than 8.
Yeah.
And I need to look at my orders and see if I'm still supposed to even be on these.
You are. Till the 14th day.
Okay, so Wednesday
Mhm.
or Thursday. All right.
No accidents? You haven't hit it or bumped it or done anything like that?
No, the only thing, like when it was still in the splint, so in the boot, I don't really have any upward mobility on my foot as long as the straps are tight enough. And in the splint, it was a little, I guess maybe it worked itself loose over time. And so a couple times, probably 3 times while I was asleep, I would like kind of stretch. And when I stretch my legs as far as I can. And I like kind of pull my feet up. So it's like stretching your calves as well. Well, if I did that with my right hand foot, ooh, whoa, it
Your
woke me
right
up in pain.
you said your right hand foot.
Yep, that's right. It woke me up in pain and outrage,
Yeah.
and, so that was not great, but other than that, no, I'm
Well, that's
fine.
good.
I have to take baths right now, which sucks ass.
Mm,
I wanna just get in the shower and clean myself and get out.
yeah.
This bath stuff's for the birds and children.
So what's the road ahead looking like?
So on Thursday afternoon, so day after this goes live, I have to go back to my surgeon and probably get the rest of my stitches out.
Fun.
And then I should be able to shower after that. And then on Friday is my first I had my first physical therapy last Monday?
Hmm.
Yeah, Monday. Was it Monday? Do you remember, Aaron?
Uh-oh.
It was Wednesday.
Wednesday, last Wednesday. Oh yeah, that's right, because it had to be a week after the surgery. Yeah, I went in, but they couldn't do anything with my right foot because it was in the splint still.
Hmm.
Because my splint get off appointment was the next day. Anyway, so my first real physical therapy is this Friday, and then every Monday after that for the rest of the year, most likely.
Hmm.
So that'll be. I should have some pain stories from that. I hope.
Are you having to take off of work to go to that, or is it after hours, or you're just
No,
working around it?
they're only open till 5:30, I think.
Oh, okay.
So my plan was to I have it scheduled every Monday. The first few are kind of weird because there was limited openings, but after like 3 weeks, like it's every Monday at 8:30.
Hmm.
So my plan was to drop the boys off at school and then go over there. But all my family's like, "You can't drive," and I'm like, "Why
Well,
not?"
you're down a foot, a
Yeah, well,
prominent one.
I still have another one, and it's like the school is very close to our house. It's basically 20-mile-an-hour speed limits or less. And then from the school to the physical therapy place is another minute or 2, which
This,
again is also very low speed limit, so it's not like I gotta be pressing accelerator a lot or anything like that.
this is the stupidest fucking argument.
What does the doctor said?
I don't know, they didn't say anything yet, I'm gonna ask on Thursday.
He
Okay.
forgot to ask, number one. Number two, he thinks he can just go in his truck
Yeah,
and drive with his left foot.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
And this is
Just like
so stupid to me. You have been driving for over half of your life with your right foot. You're just gonna know how to do that backwards all of a sudden and not make any mistakes, especially when you have to stop and go, stop and go, stop and go on a car rider line?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fam, no. You're not doing it. You're not gonna do it. I will take your keys. Putting my foot down.
I don't disagree with Aaron because we were talking about this the other day, and I tried. In my truck, I tried to drive with my other foot. It's hard.
I told her to take me to, like, a empty parking lot late at night to go get some practice in.
It's harder than you would think. Not
I'm
only
sure.
to reach it, but then like she's saying, to don't forget you're pressing all the way to the right, not the left, before someone rear ends you.
Yeah.
And also, like, you can't test drive that in the car rider line.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, take me to the parking lot
No.
at the sports complex.
When they tell you you can drive with your right foot, that's when you're gonna drive.
I drove with my foot in a boot before this.
Okay, but you're not supposed to put any weight on it. And that might not be a significant amount of weight. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna find out this week, so but anyway, my plan was to bring the kids to school and then go straight to therapy and then come home and work the rest of the day after that.
Oh, okay.
But the current plan is to go with Erin to bring the kids to school and have her drop me off, and then I'll just read until
Mm,
my time starts, and then have whoever's watching Claire come pick me.
Or
gotcha.
why don't you just walk there?
Oh yeah, okay.
So,
I'm
Or
much more like
we're so close to physical therapy that whoever is watching Claire can just bring you, drop you off, go run errands with Claire, or go have breakfast with her, or go back home and then go back and get you. It's just the exact same thing as going to dance. Like, literally.
I understand that. That's why you're gonna drop me off and they're gonna pick me up.
Well, what time does your appointment start?
8:30. The ones the first 3 that are, like, at 9:30 and 9 and 9:30, and then it's 8:30 the rest of the way. They just didn't have those early openings.
And you see how he answered me with that?
Because I literally just said this, like, 3 minutes ago talking to Toby,
So
and you weren't listening.
So,
so
Aaron, you been single parenting it up all this time, taking care
Mhm.
of all your kids.
yes, all 4 of my children, plus
How's
my
that been?
animals.
How's that been going for you?
Um, it's been fine.
Yeah.
The first weekend, the kids went with my parents to my brother's house, so that was actually really nice 'cause, I had
I
to
was on a
focus
lot of
on a
medicine
lot.
that weekend.
Yeah. I think if they would have been here, I would have been a little crazy because I was having to administer medicine, like, every hour.
Mm.
Um,
You had a newborn again.
yeah. I was literally, like, setting my alarm clock so that he would be set, like, all through the night too.
Mm.
Um,
Well, that worked for 2 days, and then
it worked for that weekend. You don't even know.
You don't
He
okay.
kept
even know.
asking me every time too, "What's this? What's this?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know."
It's rat poison.
That's
Take
not
it.
what
I
you said.
started saying it was bleach,
Oh, dang.
but, like, it's fine. Like, I told him, "I know I said, in sickness and in health, but, like, can we not get sick, please?" I'm just kidding. It's been fine.
The kids have been exceptionally grumpy and testy lately, so that's
Yeah.
Really?
normal.
Yeah, that's been a little overwhelming, but
Hmm.
yeah,
End of
everybody's
summer,
just
school starting.
tired.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd they do going back?
Oliver was pumped. Simon was pumped too until today, which was like real school starting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when
And
we went
then
his first day, we dropped them both off together, and then they went on their separate ways. This today is his second day, and we brought Oliver, then pulled around and parked and waited for like 30 minutes, and then went in to like meet his teacher because we didn't know who his kindergarten teacher yet was yet last week. Bring
Mm-hmm.
his supplies to class so they didn't have to carry them all themselves, and he was like shy. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Oh,
yeah, like he wanted me to hold him and I wouldn't hold him for the longest time. And
yeah,
then so I kept like bending down and he was just like all over me, leaning
yeah.
on me and stuff. And um he just kept saying, I'm just so nervous, mommy. I'm so nervous. I was like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna love your teacher.
Yeah.
This was Oliver's teacher too, and she she refers to them, and I forgot this until she did it today. Um, but she did this with Oliver's class too. She calls them her little friends.
Oh.
And so she says, "Okay, little friends, when mommy and daddy leave, we're going to go play on the playground so that we don't miss recess this afternoon."
Mm-hmm.
Because they made a rule that if it's too hot, they're not going outside, which I agree with.
Yeah. Don't hate that.
Um, I think they said if it's like 103 or higher, they won't go outside.
Wow.
Heat
Yeah.
index.
Huh?
The heat index.
Yeah, yeah. So as soon as he kind of heard that, he was like down to get in line and
Yeah.
Go play on
but
the
like
playground.
the lady leaving in front of us, her son was so freaking cute. He kept like poking his head out the door of the class while we were all leaving. He was like, "Bye, mom. Love you, mom." And I'm kid you not, we heard him going, "Love you, mom. Bye, mom. Love you. Love you, mom." Until we walked out of the building, no less than 20 times. It was
Yeah.
so cute.
So, what did Simon have to say at the end of the day today?
Not much. They never remember what happened.
Oh, but I mean, he
Mhm.
had a
Like,
good day. He wasn't
Oh,
upset
yeah. Yeah,
this afternoon. He was good.
he wasn't grumpy, he didn't fall right asleep, which I kinda expected.
Yeah.
I think
Dude
he
likes his
came home.
naps.
Yeah, he came home and I sent them down to get snacks because I knew because we were supposed to send snacks for Simon,
Mhm.
and we forgot today, and we found out also today that their lunch is at, like, 10:30
Oh, wow.
for the kindergartners, so then they do snack time between, like, 1:10 and 2.
Okay.
They don't know for sure when snack time is yet, but so we really need to make sure he has snacks every day because they have lunch so early.
Right.
So, we're
Okay.
gonna make sure we have that scheduled up tomorrow.
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, I think tomorrow's gonna be different because they've been on an AB schedule, like,
Mhm.
half the class gone and then the other half the class gone, but tomorrow will be the first day that the whole class is there.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm assuming that they're gonna be starting, like, really, like, "Okay, here's the rules." They're gonna be
Yeah.
starting conduct, they're gonna be starting learning, like, doing stuff other than just coloring, so tomorrow he might very well come home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right, right.
He was asking me about letters today. It's like, "What sounds like buh, buh, buh?" And I said, "I don't know. What do you think?" He's like, maybe B." I said, "Yeah, B." Now, and he's like, "I don't know what animal starts with." And so we went through a few different animals that start with B, and then we talked about other letters and what starts with them.
Mhm.
So they were talking about some sort of alphabet stuff today, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They also do a lot of things in kindergarten and even in 1st and 2nd grade as well, where, like, the teacher will read them a story, and then they have to answer questions on the worksheet. So, like, in kindergarten, obviously, they can't read yet, so she reads the question, and there's, like for the answer, it's a picture, and then they have to color the picture that answers the question.
Mm,
So, he brought one of those home, and his coloring is arguably already better than Oliver's,
mm.
and his name was written in the top, like, where it says "name," except it was taking up the entire length of the page.
That's
Yeah.
right. You take up all that space.
The
Yeah,
letters were large, they were very spaced out, that N looked a
yeah,
lot like a W.
yeah,
Well, cool. So other
yeah.
than school and surgery, anything else of note
The
you guys wanna
Olympics.
talk about? The Olympics?
Yeah, I missed
Okay.
the Olympics already.
Oh,
I
We did, we
literally
watched a lot of the Olympics.
I have to confess I didn't watch too much of it.
we had it on at night a lot, and also, like, because it was in Paris, so it's on like, they started at, like, 1 AM our time.
Mhm.
So I would literally get up and come upstairs and start work, and then on my personal computer, I just fire up whatever random sport was on in the middle of the day and
Yeah.
just watch literally anything all day. I
Wow.
just had like rowing or weightlifting or the preliminaries for track and field or whatever on in the background.
Mm,
And yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. They were gushing. I watched the closing ceremony today, even though that was yesterday
mm. I
because
saw a
we were
clip of, them extinguishing the flame. I saw a clip of that today, but that was it. I
yeah.
didn't really see anything else.
It was nice and kind of strange and stuff, but like
Yeah.
my number one takeaway from the closing ceremony that I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Fallon said, "That's how you do it,"
Oh.
more than the United States got like medals in that. Everything
What
was, "That's how you do it."
what, religion did they make fun of in the closing ceremony?
Oh, all of them probably.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
No, nothing specifically, I would say.
I think I saw Snoop Dogg was performing. I'm sure that offended some people.
He did because they're gonna be in Los Angeles in 4 years.
Right.
That's like always like I'm not sad that the Olympics are over, but I did
Yeah.
really enjoy watching it, and we kind of watched the last Summer Games, the ones in Tokyo,
Mhm.
but there were no fans, and so, I don't know, I didn't I didn't like go out of my way to watch it, I guess. And
Hmm.
also it was probably at an even more awkward time than this one was.
Mhm.
Um, but this one I watched a lot of, and the fans were super excited and everything like that. And it's just sad that you have to wait like 4 more years to see all this stuff again.
Yeah.
So, because the Winter
Well,
Olympics happen, but they're just
careful now. Don't
yes,
slander the Winter Olympics.
I,
A lot of the a lot of records were broken, and a good number of like Louisiana people were in the Olympics.
Hmm.
One of which got gold for Sweden. But
Oh yeah, I saw that. That
yeah,
Mhm.
guy, the young guy, right?
yeah, the pole vaulter.
I mean, what else you gonna do down here but run away from alligators and condition your body to heat?
True enough. But yeah,
Yeah,
it
Well,
was
they
cool.
a lot of fun. I had fun watching it, and
That's good.
uh I kept forcing the kids to watch it, and they were like, every time Oliver was like, I hate the Olympics. And then he would sit there and stare at them for 3 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like when we make him watch a movie and he's like, I hate movies. I don't want to watch this. This is
Uh-huh.
so dumb. And then
He's always
Aaron
loved
the
made
it.
last one watching.
Aaron made him watch a movie yesterday, and he came upstairs because I had Dungeons and Dragons yesterday, and he came upstairs when it was over. I was like, okay, tell me what you thought about the movie. He's like, I it doesn't even rate on the scale. It's too good.
Oh my God, what was it?
Night at the Museum.
Oh, that is a good movie.
So yeah, it was off the charts good after like
Wow.
literally arguing and fighting for 30 minutes beforehand and laying down with the grumpiest look of all time on his face when it came on the TV.
Now, did you tell him about himself when the movie was over?
No,
Or you
I
I
just
just let
did.
it be? You did? What was his reaction? Rolled his eyes at you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
I just let it be.
I
Oh,
was
dear.
like, all that fussing, and you see,
See?
that's
You should
basically all I
always
said.
you should always listen to your mom's recommendations for movies. Oh, wait.
Mm,
Mhm.
Stepped in that one.
mhm.
Anyway, so what you been up to? We've taken enough time already.
I know. Jeez, let somebody else talk for a change.
Nah.
Not too much. Just work mostly. And I was
You almost
sick this
died.
past week. Yeah, God, I was so sick. I got this really bad sore throat. It really felt like when I used to get tonsillitis really bad when I still had tonsils.
But you ain't got no
Um,
time.
but I ain't got no tonsils anymore. But that's what it felt like. Like my throat hurt so bad, my whole body was achy and fevery and just painful. But I drove myself to the urgent care, got me some meds, and about a day or so, I was starting to feel better. But I've been tired, like just catching back up, I guess, from all that. But all good otherwise. Spent the weekend here at home and worked around the house. I did some cleaning in my garage. I finally cleaned out my office closet, throwing away some old boxes that really been needing to get rid of, and because I save boxes of everything, thinking, oh well, I might need that, if you move or if you got to return something, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Same.
what that's like.
I'm sure you don't. Anyway, I been needing to go through it and just reorganize. So I did that and looks good. I'm glad that project's done. And I watched a series. I watched The Umbrella Academy from start
You
to finish. It's like 4 seasons.
God damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Can't
mean,
watch one movie
I
and
did it
yet
over the course of like 2 weeks, but oh, it's so good. Really good. I enjoyed it. Aaron or Lyall did not recommend it, so I knew I'd love it.
Right.
Just kidding. I had seen some previews and I was like, why am I not watching this? It seems like it's right up my alley. And it was. Anyway, then I got sad because last night there was no more House of the Dragon episodes because it finished last week.
oh yeah.
So I didn't have anything to watch last night. Anyway, and we
Yeah.
pushed recording one night. Sometimes we record on Sunday nights, but this week we're recording on Monday night.
Erin's mom was asking her about where we were in House of the Dragon. And
Mhm.
we were like, "We've seen 1 episode." And she's like, "Oh, so you've seen the beginning of the 2nd season?" We're like, "No, 1 episode ever. Just the first one."
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I think that's
she
about it.
then proceeded to not tell us whatever it was she wanted to tell us.
Yeah. Oh, I had one cousin of who had a baby. Shout out little baby Ben. And then today I found out another cousin is going to be having another baby. Shout out, you know who you are. I'm not going to say in case it's still not public to everybody. So
Dang, they just
that's fun news.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
they just,
Popping them out, man.
staying busy.
Yeah, congratulations. I also will not say the name.
Thank you.
If he wasn't supposed to tell me, he did.
I
If he
sure
wasn't supposed to
did.
tell us, he did.
I sure did.
So we know, and we're very excited for you.
You know we know, but no one else knows that we know who it is,
All right.
and we won't say who we know we know.
You know.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else before we move on?
Nope,
No.
I don't think so. Oh, I do one more thing.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
One more thing. So I watched the closing ceremony of the Olympics today,
Mhm.
and I must say I did notice both Simone Biles and Anthony Kiedis had walking boots on, so I'm not alone in the world.
Look at you, finding your clan.
That's right. I'm spotting them everywhere I look. I'm on the lookout for that little air pump up bulb on the top of their big black sock.
Wow, that's a
It's like whenever you get a certain kind of car and you then always see that car.
That's right.
Yeah, I knew she had kind of twisted her ankle during the games, but she was in the full walking boot in the closing ceremony, and then
Mhm.
he was hopping around on stage doing their little concert in L.A.
That's funny.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's jump into this week's non-conspiracy theory.
Okay, wait, real quick though.
Oh,
As
yeah.
if LA needs more traffic. Okay, moving on.
They
Wait.
claim that they're building like whole new
Oh,
public
because of the
transport
Olympics. I was like, where are you
Yeah.
infrastructure.
going with this?
Yeah, they claim they're building a whole new infrastructure to handle it. So we'll see.
Interesting.
Somehow I doubt it.
So, does that just now become public, or did we know
Mm-mm.
that before?
I
How
think we've
far
known
ahead
it for a little while.
do they plan those? I don't really know.
So I was hearing recently, I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but they said that the bids have been kind of low lately.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think 5 or 6 places, because it's not always a country, sometimes it's like a group of countries. But
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 places bid for these current Summer Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when they announced these, they announced like 2024 will be in Paris and 2028 will be in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
just went ahead and booked the next 2 Summer Olympics from there.
I gotcha.
So I have not heard anything beyond that, but yeah, we've known about this at least since before the current Olympics started. I don't know how long exactly though, because I don't pay that close of.
I know. I feel like I may have heard, but didn't remember. I don't know.
Also, like, I find it funny they're gonna build a whole infrastructure to deal with the Olympics, but they can't deal with their homeless problem.
Well,
Okay, moving
that's
on.
that's a topic for another day.
Listen,
Okay.
they got to
Non-con.
build a $1 billion football stadium. Okay.
Give them a break.
Okay.
All right. Non-conspiracy theory. Lyle,
Yeah.
you picked this week, so tell us.
Yeah,
What are
we did
we?
not do one last
doing?
week, so we don't have anything to cover.
Right. Right.
So the new one that I picked this week is, why did English become the global language instead of something spoken by more people? For example, Hindi from India or one of the Chinese variants.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
You can. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Much like the old English folk tale, I think we've pulled a Robin Hood here and resorted to thievery. Not only is English notorious for just stealing words from other languages and keeping them as if they were always part of the English language, but also I think we can look no further than England's long standing thievery of land. Not
Mm.
only was the British Empire absolutely massive, 412 million people, 23% of the Earth's population at the time, and 13.71 million square miles, also close to 25% of the Earth's landmass. But 65 of the Earth's current countries were once under British rule, and 48 of those now have a day of celebration
Hmm.
as like their independence from Britain. As such, the Brits spread their language like a Johnny Appleseed of culture and left its remnants all over the world. Therefore, by mere contact and relation alone, much more of the world was exposed to English than any other one language, despite so many more people speaking other languages today.
Nice.
There you go.
Wow. I like it. That was a lot of stats too.
Well, the population stuff's real. The rest of that's made up.
Okay. Okay.
Also, since you were talking about Johnny Appleseed recently, I threw him in there.
That's right. He's an important historical figure. Okay, Aaron, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
Sure, I'll go.
Let's hear it.
You know when you hear a song a few times and you can remember and sing all of the words, yet you read and reread the notes in which you're going to be tested on it and you can't remember them for shit? It's the same thing. The English language has a catchy alphabet song circa 1835, not that 2020 bullshit, and therefore it is easier to remember our alphabet. Either that, or it's because most Americans speak only English and refuse to learn another language. And in order to communicate, people who speak other languages are forced to learn English so they can simply ask us where the bathroom is.
Okay. I like it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a new alphabet song, by the way.
Oh yeah, you don't remember during the pandemic they came out with like A B C D E F. It was something like that.
No, sure don't.
Yeah, I missed that.
Wow. You definitely didn't miss it because you bitched about it.
Oh, well, I believe that. You're probably right about that. Okay, you guys ready for the truth?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna have to tell you a little story to explain why English has become the global language. So back in the late 18th century, two clever linguists named Rose Carleton and Henrietta Booker sat together in a cozy study filled with books and papers. Both of these women loved languages, and they had spent years studying how different languages evolved over time. But as they worked, they grew more and more frustrated with how difficult it was for people around the world to understand each other because of all the different languages. So one evening, after a long day of work, Rose closed her book with a sigh. Henrietta, wouldn't it be easier if everyone just spoke the same language? Henrietta's eyes sparkled with a mischievous idea. What if we made that happen? Rose looked curious. Made what happen? What if we found a way to make English the most widely spoken language in the world? Henrietta leaned in closer, excited by the thought. English is already spreading because of the British Empire, but we could help it along and make sure it becomes the global language. Rose was intrigued. How would we do that? Henrietta explained her plan. They would use their knowledge of languages to influence important people and events. They would write papers that argued that English was the best language for science, trade, and diplomacy, of course, using fake research to support their claims. They would also encourage schools and governments to teach and use English more than other languages. Rose and Henrietta also began writing popular novels, poems, and plays in English under different fake names. They created stories that made English seem like it was the language of love, adventure, and intelligence. They even made up tales about ancient civilizations that supposedly spoke English, making it seem like English was always meant to be the global language. Their stories became very popular, and soon people started to think of English as a sophisticated and important language. Governments began using English in official documents, schools taught it to children, and businesses eventually adopted it for international communication. And as the years went by, Rose and Henrietta watched their plan work. English spread across the world, becoming the dominant language in many areas. So now, old and gray, those two friends sat together in Rose's study, remembering how they started this journey. We did it, Rose said with a smile. We made English the world's language. Henrietta, or Etta as Rose called her, laughed, and no one will ever know it was us. With a feeling of accomplishment, they clinked their teacups together, knowing their secret was safe. English had become the most widely spoken language in the world, all because of the clever plan of two determined linguists. The end.
I call bullshit because linguists like to be known.
Wow.
So, just a little further aside here, years after they died, this old marked up rock was found in the town where Rose and Etta lived. On one side, Rose had etched out a bunch of markings of her favorite languages over the years, and then she signed her name at the bottom. And then Etta did the same on the other side of the rock, although you could barely see her markings anymore. But today, that rock is known as the Rose Etta Stone. True story.
I'm appalled.
This
You
is
had me.
this is the truth.
You had me so distracted by the teacups, I didn't even catch that.
Oh, so yeah, kids, write your next paper on Rose Carlton and Henrietta Booker. Important people.
Whom she called Etta. Oh gosh.
I got
Well,
something for y'all.
let's hear it.
Hold on.
Holden.
Can you hear this?
Yeah. Wait. What was that?
Hold on. Oh, this.
Oh.
Hum the A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U
Get out.
V W X Y Z
Stop.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z.
No. My feelings are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
My feelings are hurt.
Now I know why they did that, but I still don't like it.
Ridiculous.
Just every time your kid thinks that LMNOP is one letter, smack them in the back of the head,
Yeah.
and they'll learn.
Yeah, now that you play it, I remember it. It
Yeah.
came back to me. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. You choose why you think English became the global language, and next episode we'll tell you the truth.
Double
The
shout
real
outs to the
truth.
British Empire.
Yeah.
Also, I have further information for you guys.
Oh, okay.
On.
The Olympics.
Oh, great.
The Summer Olympics were held in Paris, France.
Yep.
As you said, the 2028 Summer Olympics are going to be held in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the 2032 Summer Olympics will be held in Brisbane, Australia.
Oh my!
Brisbane.
So get your tickets to
And
Brisbane now.
Get ready to go to Australia.
the 2026 Winter Olympics will be held in Milan Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy.
Wow!
The 2030 Winter Olympics will be hosted by France at the French Alps, and the 2034 Winter Olympics will be hosted where? Can you guess?
America.
Yes, but where? Winter Olympics.
Colorado.
Wrong.
Lake Tahoe,
Where is
Nevada.
Lake Tahoe?
Nevada.
You're close.
Oh,
Wyoming.
Kinda.
There's no
Montana.
infrastructure in Wyoming. Washington,
No.
Oregon,
No.
also
Seattle.
California, north of
Seattle.
California,
No.
Well, damn it, tell us.
Alaska.
No. Salt Lake City.
They already did that.
Well, they have that planned out well.
They
in
were
advance.
previously held there in 2002.
Yeah, like literally, I was alive last time they were in Salt Lake City. I think the last time they were in Los Angeles was like 1928 or something.
I
No,
was
that's not
alive
true.
then.
That's not true. They were in the LA in like the 80s or the early 90s, and then 1928 before that or something.
1932 and 1984.
There you go.
Good year.
I was
And
not alive.
Paris had it 1900 and 1924.
Now Paris, look, they did a good job. Like other than their shitty river, like literally, a lot of events like were just in and around like the iconic landmarks and stuff. So it wasn't just in a random place somewhere. Like the bicycle races went like under the Eiffel Tower and ended at the Arc de Triomphe and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So they like really integrated it into the city and the architecture and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you guys know that I'm going to tell you something you didn't know?
I did know that. I don't know what you're going to tell me though.
Oh, did you know that in the state of Kentucky,
Oh,
it
Lord.
is illegal to use any breed of reptile in connection with religious services?
Nope.
This is true.
I
This
sure
is
didn't know that.
this is a real law that apparently has been in effect since 1942.
Wow.
And should you be brave and choose to break that law, you could be fined upwards of 50 to $100. So keep those lizards out your pockets before you go to church.
I will leave my iguana at home.
What a crazy law.
I think like every state has crazy laws, and like
Yeah.
all countries, they all have some weird shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that one's funny.
What about amphibians? Are those okay?
You can use an amphibian, but no breed of any reptile may be used.
No reptiles allowed. Okay.
I think it's because they think it might be Satan, and they might bring him back.
Yeah.
So
we can worship the hypnotoad.
yeah, bring a
But
hypnotoad,
leave
bring a
your
chicken,
snake at home.
bring a zebra. Don't bring a lizard.
Fair
Okay.
enough, I guess.
Bum bum bum. That's the end of Did You Know?
Good old Kentucky.
All right.
I was
Well,
hoping that was going to be something about frying chickens or turkeys or something like that.
I have a fun question to pose that
okay.
I may have shared with you two, but it made me laugh and giggle and also made me feel crazy today.
Okay.
Pinocchio.
The TikTok you sent.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Ask it.
So Pinocchio, his nose grows if he lies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if he says, my nose is gonna grow if I lie, which is telling the truth. Am I posing this right?
No,
I
if
think.
he
Okay, help
says
me.
if he says my nose is about to grow.
Which
Oh
in
yeah.
normal circumstances it wouldn't grow, but that would be a lie. So then is it going to grow? But then if it grows, it was the truth. So
then it shouldn't have grown.
Shouldn't
He's
have
gonna
grown.
be an eternal quantum state of indecision.
It's a
Yeah.
paradox.
Yeah.
Like if you have a cat, you know how cats always land on their feet?
Uh-huh.
You know how toast lands butter side down?
Always.
So if you butter some toast and then strap it to a cat's back and throw it, what happens? Just floats. Just spins in midair.
We should try.
It
It
does.
generates infinite energy.
The Catinator. Yeah, that's funny. That'll get
Yeah,
you
that
that little
Pinocchio
brain
thing, I
teaser.
watched that, and that guy kept popping up, like, he'd said, like, a whole thing, and he kinda leaned back, and he was like, "And furthermore."
Yeah.
And the thing just said, "I need to sleep on it."
For real.
All right. Well, we've made it to the end. We're gonna do our top 3 lists
Well,
before we
speed
leave
run.
you guys. And I think Aaron picked this week's.
He sure did.
To
It's
no
the
one's surprise, it's about
it's the Olympics. It's the top 3 sporting events for Olympics.
yeah. Seemed appropriate. Good pick.
Yeah, and I kind of left mine to categories, or it's kind of broad, but either summer or winter Olympics was fine to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go first.
Mm-hmm. Start us
Okay.
off.
My number, and I do have honorable mentions, but I will save them for the end. My number 3 thing that I like to watch most are the swimming races.
Mm.
Any
Okay.
of the swimming races.
Any particular reason you prefer swimming over 65 other things, but not 2 others?
I don't know. I just
It's quite mesmerizing sometimes.
yeah.
The way they move.
Also the view you get, like the top down is fun to look at. They have a
Mhm.
lot of cool angles that you see it from.
Yeah. The way they move
That
in
I
the
like.
water is amazing sometimes.
To be fair, I was gonna loop in any type of race, but when I said that, I was like, wow, almost everything is races, but
A lot of
um
races.
what I mean is like I like the short distance races, so like
Mm.
anything on the track or anything in the pool.
Mhm.
I don't like to watch the marathon stuff or the bicycle stuff. The big kayaking races are pretty cool, but other than that,
Okay.
especially when they're closed, that's always fun.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then we had some Louisiana folks in the track and field stuff this year. So watching that was a little more special than,
Yeah. Yeah.
it normally is, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, Lyle, what's your number 3?
All right. My number 3, I also have honorable mentions, and I'm not sure when to include them, but I'll just hang on to them for now. My number 3 is snowboarding from the Winter Olympics
Mhm.
because I am a child of the time when the X Games probably came to be and also were super popular and stuff. And that's where snowboarding and skateboarding and stuff like really got in front of my eyeballs, and Tony Hawk and everything like that, the video
Mhm.
games. So I just think the snowboarding, like specifically the half pipe trick snowboarding,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not like the races
The
or
downhill stuff.
yeah, and I'm not too much into that, but the tricks and stuff are always super
Mhm.
fun and cool to watch. And like I like watching skateboarding too. It is in my honorable mentions, but snowboarding specifically, they just go so high.
Have you ever
Like,
been snowboarding?
nope.
Oh, let's go in December.
I've never been I've never done any winter activity.
Me either.
I built I've built 2 snowmen in my life, and both of them were less than 2 feet tall
Oh, yeah?
because
Did
that's
they
how
come to
much
life?
nope. That's how
Oh.
much snow there was, and neither of them liked warm hugs.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we just don't have snow here, and I haven't ever really been on a winter vacation to a place with snow.
Yeah.
So I've been in the ice a few times. That's not fun.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, but maybe give me a year.
Yeah.
Also, props to Shaun White, like, the he's obviously he did skateboarding and snowboarding.
Yes.
And he has gold in both of those, doesn't he?
Well, I don't know, because skateboarding just got to the Olympics. I mean, I'm sure he has it at like the X Game, but skateboarding just came to the Olympics in Tokyo. Was the first time.
But
So I
also,
don't
like,
know.
I just like him just in general.
He's a very interesting guy. I listened to a pretty lengthy interview he did, and yeah, super interesting childhood.
You know who he dates? Catherine.
Yes, yes.
Katharina.
So
Mhm.
that what?
No, Catherine from, oh my gosh. You know, Catherine.
You know her.
Not Elena, Catherine.
The Vampire Diaries?
Yes, thank you, that show.
Mhm.
I was like, well, you just said Catherine, and I'm like, okay, this is some Bridgerton thing. I don't know. But no, Catherine's way better than Elena.
That's a different top three.
Yeah. Top three
Okay,
Vampire Diary characters coming soon.
my number three is the gymnastics. I always like
Mhm.
watching the gymnastics, whether it be, um, all the flying around they do on those monkey bars, whatever you call them.
Uneven bars or the
There you go. Those
parallel, like the men or the women?
both,
Well,
both.
because they have
Either.
they have similar but different events.
I like it all. I think all the gymnastic stuff, the floor routine stuff they do, sometimes fun to watch. Um, the balance beam stuff is always hella impressive.
I'm
I just
sorry, but the men's floor routine's fucking stupid.
okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not. The men stuff I like is where they like you see how strong they are, like the rings
Yeah,
or the
yeah, all
I'm
that
not
stuff.
big on the pommel horse thing, but the rings I really like and the parallel bars or whatever it's called, the like high bars.
Hmm. The monkey bars.
Yeah, yeah.
The parallel bars are really low.
Are they?
Mhm. They're like, aren't they like waist level? Maybe a little higher than that?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then they have like a high bar where it's just one bar as well.
Right, like the women have the uneven bars where they have the two bars they swing back and forth between, and
Yeah.
the men only have the one bar.
Yeah. Here's why I don't like the men's floor routine stuff because they don't have any music and they don't do any filler stuff. They literally just do the tumbles and that's it. And I kind of like the routine aspect of it all.
Yeah, I agree. The girls are better to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For the floor routine, I for sure agree with you. Like I said, the men's stuff I like is the more strength based stuff because that's always impressive to me, and I wish I could do that sort of thing.
It's impressive to me, and I have zero desire to do it.
Look, I
Anyway,
can't even get out of a foam pit at the trampoline park. So
what you talking about? We struggling to breathe tonight.
I know.
Okay, number two.
Number 2 is gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to go any further into that.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Specifically women's gymnastics.
Okay.
Some of the men's stuff is fun to watch, but I like the women's events better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How about you, Lyle?
Number 2 is also gymnastics.
I mean, it's a
But
popular. It's a
yeah,
popular sport.
and they spend a lot of time featuring it.
Mhm.
Even though America for a while hasn't been especially good at it, they still feature it in the on the like main event, the prime time when it's around the world and you don't see it
Mhm.
all the replays. So yeah, it's something we're exposed to a lot, and I feel like the stuff I like there's so I'll dip into a couple of my honorable mentions real quick, which are soccer, basketball, and skateboarding.
Okay.
All of which are things that I enjoy, but they aren't Olympics exclusives. And not that gymnastics is, but I don't watch gymnastics meets. I watch them once every 4 years when the Olympics comes on. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing for like my number one pick, and my other two honorable mentions is just like this year especially, I watched so much stuff that like I would never watch. Never would go out of my way to watch that. But it's fun to see all this stuff and how impressive all these people are and their skills of choice. And the ones that do multiple things, like especially different things. Like I watched the heptathlon this year,
Which is
which is so the men apparently do a decathlon, which is 10 different track and field events.
uh-huh.
And the women do a heptathlon, which is 7 different events.
Okay.
So it was like a 100-meter sprint, a 200-meter sprint, 100-meter hurdles, long jump, high jump, discus, shot put, javelin. There's like a bunch of different random throwing and running events and stuff like that. 800-meter race.
Hmm.
And it's just crazy because like they're not as good as the people who specialize specifically in those races and throwing events and stuff like that, but that they
Hmm.
are as good as they are at all those different things is really cool.
Okay.
So that's fun to watch because like to throw something far you have to be stronger, but that's not necessarily the body type to do a distance running like 800-meter
Right.
run. So yeah, so I like that it brings a bunch of stuff that I don't normally see to my eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You were running through some honorable mentions. You done?
Yeah, just like I said, I like to like soccer and basketball. Like soccer, the Olympic soccer is pretty much similar to the World Cup. It's
Mhm.
got some differences and stuff that they complained about the whole event, but basketball is cool to see. It's just a very different game from what you see in the NBA. And then skateboarding, I put skateboarding on my honorable mentions. I have never actually watched skateboarding during the Olympics because I don't know when it played this time, and I missed all of it. And I didn't see it in Tokyo, but I know I like skateboarding from the X Games, so
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be cool to see it at the Olympics and see what they do different.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, my number 2 are the team relay races. I think those
Mhm.
are fun to watch, especially when they're close.
Yep.
It's just some impressive running to watch, and then the coordination of the handoffs and stuff is, I don't know, I like watching it.
There are several races where they won by hundredths of a second
Yeah, that's crazy.
this Olympics.
Yeah, or less. There was
Yep.
the 100-meter dash was won by 0.005 seconds. And I saw 2 bike races that ended in like 0.001 and 0.004 seconds difference,
Wow.
which is insanity.
Yeah.
They had a picture finish in the kayaking race.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, like they had to, I guess, look at the picture and
Oh,
zoom in and is what that means. I don't know.
and what Aaron said earlier about, or maybe Toby said too, I don't know, that she doesn't like to watch the marathons and the long races.
Yeah, Aaron said that.
I don't either. However, I have learned the secret this year. I watched like the last 30 minutes of several different marathons, and it's super exciting. Like the people that are in the front are like jockeying for position. There was like a bike race, it was like 50 kilometers. I don't know, it was like 3 hours long. I literally watched the last 20 minutes and it was one of the most exciting things I saw the whole event. Because there was like a lady who was, I think, almost a whole, like 2 ladies. It was a women's bike race through the streets of Paris. And there was 2 women that were like almost a minute behind the 2 women in front of them. And they were like kind of taking turns, like drafting off of each other, like switching places and catching up. They spent almost 30 minutes catching up to the 2 people in front of them. They turned like a 50 something second gap to like a 4-second gap. And when they were that close, the American woman who had been with, I don't remember where the other lady was from, they had been saying, oh, she's got this burst at the end. She's got enough strength. She can push at the end. She took off and the other ones tried to catch up with her and they didn't stand a freaking chance. And she left them all behind and won by over a minute, like with
Wow.
like 2 kilometers left in the race. Like, she
Impressive.
just took her ass off through the streets and went, and it was like, holy smokes, it was crazy. It was,
Yeah.
I was in my office. I was like, oh my god, by myself.
Okay. I think we're at number
Number
one.
one.
My number one is a new love, synchronized swimming.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what they call it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Artistic swimming.
Okay,
Really?
fine. Whatever. Um, yeah, if you haven't seen the synchronized swimming from specifically like the US and China, go check that out. It's insane.
Yeah.
And
Um,
they have, like she said earlier, super cool camera angles.
like you get to see underwater stuff of like how they manage to keep themselves at certain levels.
You think there's
And
like a special school for Olympic camera operators?
Probably.
What a job. You ever
and while
work?
we're here,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's okay. While we're here, I'll go ahead and do my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I'll keep them short and simple though.
Sure.
Is that a shot?
A
Pew, pew,
little bit.
pew.
And it just so happens that they're all winter sports, so technically this is my top 3 for Winter Olympics.
Okay.
Snowboarding, and I put not downhill because I couldn't remember what it was called, but the same thing that Lyall mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Figure skating and bobsledding.
Oh, some good old bobsledding.
Bobsledding is simply just because I love Cool Running so much.
I was gonna ask that. Is it because you actually like it or because of Cool Running?
It's because of Cool Runnings that I have any interest in it at all. But
Fair.
it is a cool sport. Like, those people are
So fast.
like, that's so it's such a dangerous sport too. Mm. Like, any I feel like all of the Winter Olympics are all much more dangerous.
I learned some stuff about some Winter Olympic sports today. Some of those sound horrifying.
Anyway, okay, you're number 1.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go through my final 2 honorable mentions first, which are also both from the Winter Olympics, and they are also things that I never would see anywhere else, so it's fun to watch them. And one is ski jumping, like the really
Mhm.
big ski jump where they go flying for really far,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and curling.
Oh
Mm.
my god.
Because America doesn't know shit about curling, and when we found out about it like 10 years ago in the Winter Olympics, everybody would lost their shit, and it really is so funny.
Like that's the thing where they like shuffling a little thing across the ice,
Yeah,
right?
it's like ice shuffleboard kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
like, they
Okay.
shove this stone like, one person shoves the stone, and then 2 other people have, like, little brooms, and they're
Yeah.
trying to, like, melt the ice in such a way
Right.
that it slows down or speeds up and hits
Going
the other
really fast
people.
back and forth in front of
Yeah,
it as it moves.
exactly. And it's like shuffleboard and marbles and, like, weird broom work all at once, and it's really fun. And
True
it's just
story. You
fun.
have to spend like 2,500 hours, I think, in a nursing home before you can even qualify to be
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
on the
That's fair.
curling
See,
team.
in the summer so I saw there was a lady also this year who it was her first ever Olympics. Shut up. Shut your mouth. She when she was younger, she played, ping pong, table tennis,
Uh-huh.
and she was super good at it, but then they changed the rules to where you could only use, like, one side of the paddle, I think,
Mm.
and that really messed up her game,
Well,
and
yeah.
so she basically retired at age 20, and she taught people to play, and then she did other stuff and whatever, and then she decided recently she was gonna make a comeback, and she spent the last 4 or 6 years training, and she made it to the Olympics this year at, like, 53 or something like that.
Wow.
It's her
Good for
first
you.
ever Olympics, and, that was super fun, but then I'm looking at, like, the oldest Olympians this year, and they're
Mhm.
almost all in, like, equestrian, like the horse riding,
Mm.
and so the Winter Olympics old people sport is curling.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like equestrian would beat the shit out of you,
Well, I
and
guess.
it'd be, like, less likely to have old people.
I don't know, those horses I was impressed by the horses, those things can jump. Like, I know that, but you see how easy it is for a horse to break their leg, and you wouldn't think they would jump over stuff like that.
What's your number 1?
Athletics/track and It's all I like all the track and field stuff, the races, the throwing. They're always fun to watch. This year had some crazy close races, which were exciting, and some crazy huge blowouts, which were also exciting in a different way. And it was if I would have just picked like individual races or race types and stuff, that would have been my whole top like 20.
Hmm.
So I just put the way they have it on their website, which is as athletics or track and field.
Hmm.
And yeah, like the hammer throw. I was watching hammer throw this year. I ain't never seen that shit before in my life.
They literally throwing hammers.
No, it's like a ball on a chain with a handle, and they
Oh.
it's kind of like shot put, but they like hold the handle and they spin, and they are swinging that ball around, and then they launch it and it flies, and when it hits, as far as I can tell, the ball like explodes.
That's some medieval shit.
Yeah, and like a spike, like the handle has like I guess there's like a spike inside the ball. I don't know because it looks like the ball just disappears and then the handle's stuck in the ground.
Oh
And I
yeah,
know the ball isn't digging into the ground.
they used to kill people with that. That's what that is. That's for sure.
So yeah, like I was watching that. Like I like watching the long jump. Like the distance these people cover on the long jump and the triple jump is outrageous.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like the
Wow.
Scottish Highland Games.
also fun to watch. Anyway, so yeah, my number one is just track and field in general. Like Toby said, the relays are probably the best part,
Mm-hmm.
but like the 100-meter dash this year was thrilling. The 400-meter races were like I watched like 400 meters, 800 meters, like a 1500-meter race is like 4 laps and it's kind of slow pace, but then at the end everybody's running and it's like a jostling for first place.
Yeah.
So it's just all interesting to see these people do their thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
What's your number one?
My number one, apparently, because I was wrong, is artistic swimming.
There you go. They just renamed it like
Also, the synchronized / artistic swimming. I think that stuff is so mesmerizing, and I just hold my breath watching the performance, and then I'm in awe how long they can hold their breath and how well they can move upside down underwater. It's crazy.
And all perfectly in time. Like how do you train for that and get these moves together? I have no idea.
Yeah, constantly, apparently.
Like how do you even know if you're in perfect time with the person next to you?
Right. Do they hear some beats? Do they count it in their head? I don't know.
Hey, you know what I found out this year? So like Usain Bolt is like the greatest sprinter of all time, right? Because he's like so big and tall and everything like that, and just he had the right physical characteristics for that. Likewise, when you see like a wrestler or a weightlifter or something, well, apparently they have two-person artistic swimming, and the key to being great at that is to be a twin.
Oh,
because like 4 out of the 8 or 9 like finals teams were either twins or triplets.
no kidding.
So I was like, oh, that's the secret advantage. They could know what each other is thinking underwater.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
I have some editing comments I'd like to make.
Okay.
You can just go our intro song instead of our normal intro song. Just go bum 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 bum. You know that? That's the Olympic song.
Well, I'm going to use your audio that you just gave me.
And then I also have a title. We could just call it Lyall's 2024 Summer Olympic Coverage.
Yeah.
Look, I watched a lot of it and I was really into it. Okay.
Clearly.
Yes, you haven't shut up.
I've been like texting Erin about it late at night and trying to show her clips and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh, my favorite event so far has been breakdancing.
No, I didn't watch any of the breakdancing.
That's funny.
But I might go back and watch it. It's still on Peacock.
Peacock.
So if you've got a subscription to the Cock, you can go watch it. Olympic coverage, top center.
There you go. All right. I heard rumor we might be doing another movie review soon. So
Yeah.
You
We were
guys can
supposed
look
to
out
watch a
for
movie
that.
this past weekend, but
Maybe next episode. We'll see.
failed.
Um,
You guys watch Gladiator so you can participate.
There you go. That's the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's your home. That's y'all homework.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Cut you guys loose. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
At the 2028 Olympics.
Goodbye.
LA.
I'll talk to you all again in 2 years at the Winter Olympics.
Bye, guys.
Bye.